you. This is what it's like to be me, and you're trying to tell a story, and I'm going, off-putting comment. You fucking cock. And go on.
Welcome to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Dude, Popeye's chicken sandwich might be the best chicken sandwich I ever had. I'm sorry, Chick-fil-A.
As promised last week, we are starting our episode this week. We all have Popeye chicken sandwiches.
Is that rude to say Chick-fil-A is really not that bad? They're not that bad.
I mean, it's still a really good. Whether or not this one's actually better, it's still a great chicken sandwich.
I honestly think Chick-fil-A has the best sauces for chicken.
Oh, like that Polynesian sauce or whatever?
Or the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is like the perfect combo of like honey mustard and barbecue. Mayonnaise and ketchup.
Yeah, man.
That's yum yum sauce.
That is yum yum sauce.
My brother tried to make that one time, homemade, and they used me as a test subject.
It doesn't work.
It's not. There's more to it than that. Yeah. It's like trying to make homemade Sprite with carbonated water, lemon, and lime.
All I heard was your brother tested his yum yum sauce on you. Was I the only one that thought that was funny? Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
It took so much out of me to hold my face straight because I know Brian's listening right now.
So we're totally eating right now. So
that's
you guys
not as bad as
what do you guys think about the
Kama
sandwich?
Sutra.
What are your initial thoughts about the sandwich?
It's so tasty.
It's really good.
Like the chicken is perfect.
So the one I have today is the spicy version.
Jason Turner told me that we all needed to get the spicy ones because that's the only one that tastes good to him.
I don't know, man. I've had the original one. And I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I think I like the original. I don't do spicy well. Now, whenever you got this chicken sandwich, did the coworkers, like the employees of that place, hand you the bag and go, "My pleasure"?
Absolutely not.
Bummer.
And I don't care.
there's only a certain kind of people that do that.
Ones that don't have to work on Sundays.
Right.
Must be.
I mean,
nice.
the people were nice, but it's I'm just comparing the sandwich. I'm not going to compare the companies like between Popeyes.
What
and Chick-fil-A.
companies? Oh,
Obviously, they're very different organizations. But
I was telling you guys before we started recording, McDonald's has a chicken sandwich. It's like some gourmet chicken sandwich they're doing. And it's only available in Knoxville and in Houston.
why Knoxville though? That's the part that confuses me.
I think we have the most McDonald's next
that's
to Houston.
probably true. We are the place where restaurants go to die.
Yeah,
it's true. We have more restaurants per capita than like
any place in the world.
It's crazy.
I think Knoxville, if it could be a person, Knoxville would be that big guy that breathes real funny and heavy all the time. You know, like there's always like crinkling something. Like,
That's true.
Trying to open up his snack. You know.
Oh man, I think this sandwich is fantastic. I'm dying over this.
It's so spicy. It's steamy.
I hope I sound okay. I don't have my headphones on. I feel like I can't eat a chicken sandwich with headphones on.
You actually sound fine, just like your mouth is full of shit.
Because you don't want to hear yourself chewing.
I don't know why. But I think so. How do you compare it? Do you compare it to anything else, or is it unlike anything else you've ever had?
It's not like any other chicken sandwich I've
I think
had.
it's very robust. It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing I know is it's fucking big.
I think the
I love the fry on it. Like
Yeah.
the crispy part is it's greasy, of course, but it's perfectly greasy.
but it's juicy though too. Like nothing's too like KFC, like the extra crispy or whatever. Nothing.
this is at least 1.5 times the size of a Chick-fil-A
Yes,
sandwich.
Yeah.
100%.
At least it's way bigger.
And the bun is incredible. I wasn't ready for
Dude,
that.
the bun is like grilled with like a lot of butter on it and stuff. Dude, pretty
And the
fucking
thing,
rad.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chick-fil-A's, this is $3.99.
Yes.
I think a standalone Chick-fil-A sandwich is less than that, which is I'm
By
okay
like
with.
$1 probably.
By
That would make
$1,
sense.
but I will say this is about $1 bigger than what a Chick-fil-A sandwich would be.
Yeah. So no hate on Chick-fil-A. If you love Chick-fil-A, no hate. I mean, whatever. We're just trying to try this Popeyes
I go there.
thing.
By the way, you've turned me on to something, sir.
What's that?
I go to Chick-fil-A once a week to get their Cobb salad because it's fantastic. And I get grilled chicken on it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. But I do this thing. They think I'm so weird when I do it because they go, "What dressing would you like?" I go, "Oh, I'd like the ranch, and then I'd like the light balsamic vinaigrette."
Yep.
And then I go home and I put all the ranch on, and then I put the balsamic on to taste and shake it up and eat it like that.
Yeah.
Why is that weird?
I did something Spencer, when he's talking about building a salad over at Food City, he was like, I do a little olive oil and vinegar, and then I do a bunch of like blue cheese.
I do 3 things, and I do it when I'm at work too. One of my tricks at work to have like a real healthy, and again, this is kind of a ketogenic thing, But one of my tricks at work is I'll send somebody to McDonald's to get me 2 side salads. Cheap. It's like $4 for 2 side salads. If you just get one, it's not big enough at all. And then what I'll do, and if you want chicken or something, you could get the chicken salad or just whatever. I just want nothing. I don't want any fucking carbs. I just want lettuce and meat and maybe cheese or something like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I might add bacon or whatever. But I'll get salad. Just get a salad somewhere. Try this and start with balsamic vinaigrette and just put a little of that on there. And then I put blue cheese. And then I put oil and vinegar. So I do 3 different things. I'll use actual olive oil and vinegar, blue cheese, and a little bit of balsamic, and I mix it all up like that. And oh man,
I've never thought about mixing a creamy dressing with a balsamic vinegar dressing, and it's so good. And it's so filling too. Like that one salad, I'll eat that and I'm good for 12 hours.
Well, it's never occurred to me to do it, but it's
so filling.
It sounds smart. It sounds like it would give you flavor-wise something that cuts through.
It's got a lot of healthy fats.
All
it's
the
like
fatty, greasy kind of.
Yeah.
It is really greasy.
Blue
It's a
cheese
very
taste.
oily salad, but it's the oil you want. Olive oil is like the oil you want.
It'll definitely make you poo. Like you'll just go.
Like that butter coffee we talked about last year.
Dude,
Butter coffee, exactly.
Love butter coffee.
Yeah,
this
Popeye's
chicken sandwich is kicking my fucking ass. Oh,
How hot is it?
it's not that hot, but it's
You
you can
turn a little red in the face though.
What?
Like it's a little.
That's probably just me. It's not that hot.
Is
but-
it like Stacy's mom?
what?
She's got it going on.
Yeah.
She's all I've wanted, and I waited so long.
Is she home from her business trip?
No, eat that sandwich, you little bitch. Eat it.
I don't understand why Stacy just can't see that she's not the girl for me.
I don't know either, man.
I'm almost done with my sandwich. Keep going.
I have a fun game I want to play with you guys. So let me pull up my phone real quick.
Sure.
I'm just gonna do this. I'm not. Right now I have my phone in my new filming thing. Which
Oh,
if you follow
yeah.
me on
Casey's
Instagram-
got a fancy schmancy cybernetic box.
Oh, I'm fucking ready to start filming some shit, boys. Mm-hmm. Now all I need is Final Cut. All right, so I've been watching a lot of movies over the last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you.
I know it's weird.
I'm kidding.
And so I decided a fun thing. We do movies. We love movies here. So I thought a fun thing is for me to come up with the worst possible way to describe the plot of a movie and see
us
if
figure
you
out
guys
what it is.
you guys figure out what
I'm
it is.
down.
We have to tell what it is.
So I've got 5 of them here. I'm
Okay.
gonna do 5 because I feel like it'll be if you guys get them right away, which they're kind of easy, but they're funny. But I got. So our new little, hopefully fun game we can start playing over the next couple of years is Bad Movie Plots Christmas Edition.
Oh, great.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so the first one.
Oh, that chicken was so good. I just finished mine. I'm so happy right now. I have all those endorphins going and stuff. I really love, you guys, I really love food. I love food so much. I get excited about food. I look forward to food. After I have food, I just feel fucking awesome.
I'm so excited that he's happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the food. Anyway, go on.
All right, so the first movie, here's the plot. You guys have to guess the title. Which, like I said, I've tested this out on a few people, and most people get them right away. But they're enjoyable. All right, so the first movie is a young boy wishes his shitty family away, and it works. He's so happy he decides to play real-life mousetrap with 2 homeless guys.
You know it?
Is it Home Alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Home Alone.
It's so good.
Next one is an orphan is adopted by a crazy Christmas-themed cult, only to escape and return to New York City to find his real parents. They don't want him either.
Elf?
Or Spencer?
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Elf.
Elf.
Okay.
Elf it is.
Damn, I feel good about
All
that.
right.
2 for 2.
Yep.
Oh,
In this sci-fi thriller, an alien monster and his dog rob a small town blind, so the town folks blow up his heart.
oh, damn. Hold on.
Oh.
One more time, please.
In this sci-fi thriller, an alien monster and his dog rob a small town blind, so the townsfolk blow up his heart.
The Grinch is Still Christmas.
Connor?
Yeah, that's totally what it is. How
don't
the
know.
Grinch
It
Stole
is the
Christmas.
Grinch.
Oh,
Way to go, Spencer.
fuck.
All right.
That's great. That's a great description.
Thank you. The next one is 10 years before the tragic events of 9/11, a young boy is lost in New York City and beats up 2 bums to save a toy store.
Beats up 2 bums to save a toy store. I have no fucking idea.
10 years before the tragic events of 9/11, a young boy is lost in New York City and beats up 2 bums to save a toy store.
I got nothing.
It's not Jingle All the Way. It's
That's Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's one of
Whenever
my
you guys want me to
favorites.
give you the title, just tell me.
It's a Home Alone sequel, isn't it? No, it's not.
Let's at least guess. Let's
Yeah.
at least make a guess. Oh man. Beats up 2 homeless guys to save.
2 bums.
They're all
Two bums
homeless
to save a toy store.
I'm really going out on a limb here. I don't even have any. But is it Die Hard?
No, it's
Fuck.
not Die Hard.
I didn't know if it
That
could be
would- that's a
twisted
decent-
into.
yeah. Because the alien monster, you've been pretty clever with these. We'll just say Jingle All the Way. I know it's wrong, but
That is not. Unfortunately, it's Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
I fucking called it.
You did, but I wasn't going to tell
I
you you're
forgot
right.
that they went to New York, though. That was the thing.
They went to New York. The reason I put the 9/11 thing in there is because that movie shows the Twin Towers all the fucking time.
Does it really?
It's kind of a
Bad
problem.
now.
Like at one point, Kevin McAllister's like on top of the roof of one, like taking pictures instead of the Empire State Building, which is what you'd think they like really leaned in on the World Trade Center. And
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, totally.
That was a thing back in the day to cheat like New York City for comic books. I didn't know because I was so young when 9/11 happened, but you go back and read the old stuff. Generic city and 2 giant rectangles. New
Oh
York.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't think about that.
A lot of stuff was weird. I remember a band I like, Dream Theater, was they had an album which showed like a city skyline, which included the Twin Towers, and everything was on fire. And it was like literally came out like right at the same time as like 9/11 almost. They had already. I mean, obviously it was like a year old. The artwork was.
Yeah.
And they had to change it because everybody thought it was like super offensive and
Well, the Spider-Man trailer for the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire
yeah.
had him catching a helicopter between the Twin Towers
Oh,
in
yeah.
a spider web, and they had to completely reshoot that whole trailer.
An issue to the sequel, the Dark Knight Returns comic book, came out right before or after 9/11.
Yeah.
Batman flies a jet into a skyscraper and puts his feet up on the desk and says his favorite part of the job is inflicting terror.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one I have here, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, the last one I have here is a man trapped at a terrible office Christmas party sees his chance to shake things up by throwing a German out of the window. The cops praise him.
That's Die Hard.
No, it's not.
What
Think
is
about
it?
it. Think about it. Give it to him one more time.
No,
That's
Spencer's-
the obvious answer. No, I know.
A man trapped at a terrible office Christmas party sees his chance to shake things up by throwing a German out of a window. The cops praise him for it.
It's Die Hard.
Yes, it's Die Hard.
I can't.
Because you want to know why? Because Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and we took a poll on it.
Oh, what are the results? Yeah.
It was 24-2. Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. People even were posting pictures of Die Hard at like the Target and Walmart, and it's in the Christmas section. Like it's obviously a Christmas movie, which I have no problem with that either. So let's talk about Christmas movies then. What do you guys? Let's. I will challenge you guys. What is rank your top 3 favorite Christmas movies? Doesn't have to be in order of like which is the best, or it can be, but just 3.
I already know exactly the 3 of them because I watched 2 of them this week. Both Home Alone movies, Home Alone 1 and 2, are my favorite Christmas movies. They're so charming
Did
and
we talk
funny.
about this last year? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I feel like we did
I don't
this a
think
year
we
ago.
did.
Like watching Home Alone 1, the last 30 minutes, I just belly laugh as they basically it's slapstick Charlie Chaplin kind of comedy.
Yeah.
In the second one, they stretch it out for like 45 minutes. And when he's throwing bricks off the roof, hitting the guys in the face with them, it's the funniest shit to me. Like when he hits Marv in the face 6 times with a brick. Every time it hits his face, I just lose my mind. It's so funny. And then the last one would be the stop motion animation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, I forgot about
I
that.
love that one. That's actually, I think, statistically the most popular Christmas movie.
A Christmas Story technically is, but I fucking
really?
hate that movie.
See, that's my favorite. A Christmas Story is easily my favorite, and I hate Home Alone. I think Home Alone's the biggest piece
Really?
of shit ever. I can't stand to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Home Alone's a classic.
Christmas movies are very polarizing.
they are.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know if it's just Macaulay Culkin that I don't like. Just the whole. I tried watching Home Alone. I've seen Home Alone probably 5 or 6 times, and it just makes me. I'm like, I don't know. Just
Sure.
it's not my cup of tea. But I think A Christmas Story is one of the greatest works ever made.
Well, you got 2 more, though. You said top 3. What are the other 2?
My next 2, then the second one is this is a guilty pleasure, but it's definitely Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's something about it's not a good movie. I won't try to defend it. It's a turd. And it's creepy because Phil Hartman's in it and he's dead now, and he's like the villain in it. So the whole movie makes you kind of can't fucking stand it, but then you feel bad knowing that he's died now. But like, I think he committed suicide, didn't he? Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
anyway,
what's your other one?
Of course it matters, but it doesn't. When I'm saying it doesn't matter to this conversation, edit. Fucking anyway. But there's just not a whole lot of reasons to like the movie, but I can't turn away.
Arnold in a superhero action figure is so fucking good.
Or Arnold having like suburban problems.
Yeah.
Like he's having like marital issues.
And he's an American everyman despite his accent too.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
To see Arnold in that role is incredible. And Sinbad's in it and he's okay and it's whatever. But like just the premise of it, I can't look away. And there's a scene where there's a real live reindeer and it chases him, and he knocks it out, and then he
just like Conan,
and then he gets drunk with it. He's like pouring beer in its bowl, and like, sorry, I punched you out, like. And that guy became the governor of California.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what a president!
It's hypnotic.
Only
I can't look away when it's on.
Sure.
Same with Christmas Story. I can't look away. Everything that happens in it to me is so funny. But and my third is probably something a little more serious, like It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, you bastard! That's my number one.
I like that a lot.
It's a Wonderful Life is my number one.
It's a
Christmas
little
movie.
bit. It's a little bit flowery and like Jimmy Stewart is a little bit over the top in it, but there's so much to love about it.
Now, why would you say something like that? Now?
It's just like I love It's a Wonderful Life.
I like how Hunter did that accent and then took the paper towel roll away because he knew I was about to grab it and smack him with it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
So what are yours, Hunter? What are your fucking Christmas?
My number one is It's a Wonderful Life. Great movie.
Casey, did you say your third one?
He did.
You said Home Alone 1 and...
Well, I said Home Alone 1 and 2, which technically I could make just one because the Home Alone movies are fantastic, except Home Alone 3. That can
I
go
guess
burn
I
in a fire.
inferred Die Hard, but
Die Hard.
yeah. So he didn't, but
Die Hard's your
but we
third.
knew. We all knew. You
I think
listeners
Die Hard's
knew.
my number one Christmas movie. I just really
It's
enjoy
a
the
good
Home
one.
Alone movies. And then the stop animation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is just like, it's something I have to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really enjoy it. It's something I have to
If
watch.
I see it, I'll stick around and watch. Like I love it. It brings back memories of being a kid to me.
Yeah. My ears.
Ow!
My,
Jesus.
I'm so sorry.
my ears.
I was gonna say the Jim Carrey Grinch movie because I love that, but I'd forgotten about Rudolph. It's got to be Rudolph, and I'm losing it now. Jingle All the Way, and It's a Wonderful Life. I haven't seen any of the three of those in years.
Yeah.
It's not like I watch Christmas movies for Christmas, but
Dude, back when I used to have cable or have access to cable, one of the only things I miss about cable.
Jingle All the Way on AMC.
Well, no, it's that, isn't it? At like after on Christmas Day or something like that, they show A Christmas Story 24 hours a day.
That's why I don't like it.
I love it because you can come in at any point. I remember I would start watching it at my house and then I'd have to get ready and go over to my mom's. I would go over there and turn it on and it would be somewhere else, but I would just keep watching it and you watch it all the way till it ends and then watch it up to where you left off before. I would watch it like 5 times. I remember watching that and eating pecan pie and just being like, fucking.
See, that was me. That was me at work the other night watching Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
I was sitting there eating my dinner, just like breaks the face going,
And dude, last year I didn't even see it. I didn't even see A Christmas Story, and I was fucking mad. I think this year I'm gonna like totally buy it or something on iTunes or Amazon or whatever. I'll rent it or some shit like that.
Do you not have a Blu-ray player, DVD player?
I've got a DVD player. I guess I could just Amazon a used copy for $2 or something like. Or if anybody would like to donate an old copy of A Christmas Story,
Don't take our ability to give you a Christmas gift away from us.
Oh
and
yeah.
also McKay's exists.
Shit, they probably got
Yeah,
5
you
of them
don't.
for a nickel.
Do not go shop.
Okay, but and
Don't do that.
I will say this: speaking of movies that you can rent, I did do a streaming rental this week, and I watched a movie. You should be proud of me. I never watch movies. You're always like,
can't
"Hey, have you
believe
seen
you
that
got
movie?" And
through
I'm like,
one.
"No, I've been working a lot." Fucking, and I watched Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, how was
I see
that?
it.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Not the greatest movie ever, but it's really good. And it's just quirky and weird, and Shia LaBeouf is fucking phenomenal in it.
I heard his new movie on Amazon
Honey
Prime,
Boy?
Honey Boy, which
So-
is like a movie about his life, is great.
So I was talking to our friend and compatriot Brandon Cobb last night, and I was telling him about Peanut Butter Falcon, and he said, "Well, what about? Have you heard about Honey Boy?" And I go, "No, what's that?" And he goes, "Shia LaBeouf basically plays his dad in his life growing up, and I don't know anything about it, but based on his performance in Peanut Butter Falcon, and I will go so far as to say this, his recent appearance on the YouTube series Hot Ones." I'm all in for watching a Shia LaBeouf. I thought that guy was batshit crazy. I had written him off as like a weirdo freak of nature, kind of like, what the fuck happened to him?
He had a weird childhood.
Dude. He's very talented and very, very funny and charismatic. And like, I feel like a lot of his personality is deliberate. So when you see him in an interview and he's saying all this weird shit, I think some of that is like, I think he's dicking you off a little bit, you know, like
I could see that.
I kind of feel like it's the same as when Joaquin Phoenix did the interview on Letterman with like
He's gonna do a
all
rap
the hair
album and all
and the beard, and he was doing the rap album. And then like a year, everyone's like, he's lost his mind, he's insane. And then a year later, it turned out that he was filming a mockumentary, and he just stayed in character for that interview.
Yeah. Same with Jim Carrey does that a lot too. Jim Carrey will go through these weird. He'll turn into a different character, and you don't know if he's serious or not. He's like he's crazy. Then he comes back and does something real impressive. You know. Anyway,
There's actually a new movie. I don't know if it's on Hulu or Netflix called Dark Crimes with Jim Carrey in it, and it's like it's like an Irish film.
oh yeah.
And it's apparently incredibly violent and dark, and he plays a detective, and
Oh, I'm down for that.
Oh, I remember
love Serious Carey.
Yeah, I remember seeing
it's like a shaved head and a beard.
I saw an ad for that, and I remember thinking like Jim Carrey in like a procedural crime drama. Weird, you know, like
I wanted to watch it at work, but apparently there's like a violent rape scene, and I was like, I'm not
Maybe
gonna watch it at work.
Yeah. Have you seen Fury? Either of you seen Fury, the tank
yeah.
movie?
So
Shia
good.
LaBeouf is my favorite character. In
Is
that
he
movie.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Fury was incredible.
They're all fantastic, but the scene that won me over was when he was, I can't remember it at all, but
You
when
haven't
they're-
seen Fury?
It's
I've
so
not.
good,
Oh
Casey.
my god,
It's so good.
It's ridiculously
But
good.
when they're about to eat shit at the end, and they were like trying to figure
Spoiler
out how to
alert.
get out.
Well, you
I'm
don't
not
know-
going to spoil the
you
end
don't
for
know,
you,
but-
but it looks
Dude.
bad. And he was like, you know what, guys, it's fine, and brings up this thing from Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, and this thing about send me or whatever. I'd never heard that before because I'm not a very well-read Christian, but that shattered me. And the fact that he was like, we're going to die, but that's okay. Our job is to be in this tank and to kick Nazi ass. That's what we're doing today.
It's very
It was so good.
Shia's very good in that movie, and Brad Pitt is phenomenal in that movie. And the guy that plays the Punisher,
John Bernthal.
that guy is fucking phenomenal. You got to check that one out.
It's
Case.
so good.
Okay.
That's up your alley. I figured you would already seen that. And it's supposedly there's a whole romantic thing about the tank. The tiger tank they had was really like. Or the tank they were in has to fight this incredibly advanced German tank that's by all means is like way more advanced, and they see it coming and they're like, we're dead. And they're all in this like American tank, and they have to figure out a way to try to combat it. And those are actual tanks. And so people that are into like probably our buddy Charles Traylor, aka Zeke, is
Yep.
probably phenomenal. And my buddy Shauna was like over the moon about these tanks and like the war history and everything. So anyway, check it. Yeah, Fury's phenomenal. I think you
I'm
would.
sure it's streaming somewhere.
It's got to be. I'm honestly shocked. I figured your answers would be flip flopped.
What do you mean?
You would have seen it and you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
I knew enough people that were like, "Oh my god, you've got to see these tanks." It wasn't even the performer; they're like the tanks and the just some of the stuff that was in the movie were like huge Easter eggs for like history buffs.
Sure.
And
Now,
so,
did you guys hear about Jim Carrey in The Grinch? How they had to hire an FBI guy came in and taught him how to like survive torture because he
Because
had
of
to
the prosthetics?
because of all the prosthetics and makeup he had to wear.
No.
It like apparently it took like 5 hours to put all the prosthetics and makeup on, and then when he wore it, he felt like he was suffocating because it was just all over him.
yeah,
And they had to hire an FBI like person to come in. He does it. He talks about it in an interview.
teach him like calming exercises or
yeah,
something.
calming exercises, things to like keep your mind at peace and things like that to like make sure you don't lose your mind and go insane.
Whoa.
So when people say they don't like the Jim Carrey Grinch movie because they just don't like Jim Carrey as a Grinch, I always just tell them to go fuck
I
themselves.
don't understand. That movie's great. It's over the top.
doesn't do a lot for
silly,
me.
but
No?
It doesn't do much. I love the cartoon,
Yeah.
like the cartoon TV movie or whatever for the Grinch, but the Jim Carrey Grinch.
it's
was
like the
just,
cartoon
See,
on Coke, though.
For me, with the Jim Carrey Grinch, I don't care for the townsfolk and
No,
like
you
all
watch it
that
for
part.
him.
I literally just watch it for his performance as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Grinch.
Sure.
Loathe entirely.
And he's phenomenal. It's just some I don't know, some things the last time I enjoyed seeing him in makeup being something crazy was probably The Mask. After that, I was sort of over. I was much more into the Jim
such a good
Carrey
movie.
the Jim Carrey you see like in Liar Liar and
Truman Show.
Bruce Almighty and stuff like that. So this might be a good place to kind of segue into. I have a book sitting here on the table because speaking of Jim Carrey was in another movie, which I don't know if you guys ever saw, called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
Which I saw and I was very confused and sort of like I'm still not sure how I felt about it, but it was extremely moving, and a lot of people think it's his best movie or whatever. Anyway, the director of that movie is directing a new movie this coming year, 2020, on Netflix. And the name of that movie is the title of this book. If it's based on this book, that was me setting the book up on the table for dramatic impact. And it's called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And I finished this book just a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
Before I came down here. This was recommended to me by a couple of people way back, like over a year ago. Mm-hmm. And I bought it and I didn't read it. I left it sitting on my coffee table like I do with so many books. And anyway, recently I just had several things. I kept seeing it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick that up. I'd maybe read like a chapter or two, and I was just sort of like, well, I don't know. It's not really grabbing me because I have such a shitty attention span, you know?
Sure.
And I sat back down and started reading it, got a cup of coffee. This is probably like a week ago. Mm-hmm. And I started getting into it, and I was like, wait a minute. This is definitely going somewhere. And I started reading it. It's a very short book. Yeah. You can see this is not much. It's like, in fact,
220 maybe?
Well, before all of the discussion pages, notice that. It's got a whole discussion in the back about it. That's why I'm bringing this. That's why I brought it here today. That's why I'm bringing this up. I'm actually going to I'm going to invite, we'll say invite.
Challenge them.
I sound like a dick. Actually, I'm going to invite you guys and our listeners, anybody that's listening that wants to pick this book up. It's called I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reed. They have an audiobook version, whatever. Go check it out. Maybe read it, and I'm going to say maybe we get back together in like a month or something, and we discuss it because it's got
Beacon House Book Club.
Book Club. It's got discussion. It's even
Can you tell us what it's about? Because I can guess. It sounds like from the title that it's basically a book about a person thinking about ending their life. And
it's when you look at it, it looks real desolate, and it sounds like that. Here's actually what's happening in the book, and I won't give any spoilers away. And there are huge spoilers at the end, where you're just like, and it's one of those where it kind of gave me the feeling like, okay, did you guys ever see? Oh my God, The Prestige?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
100%.
So you know how like at the end of it, you find all these things out, and
that have been there the whole time,
that have been right in front of you the whole time, and you want to go back immediately and watch it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this book will give you that feeling.
I'm in.
You'll go, oh my God, it was blah 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 blah, and like, oh my God, this whole time, blah blah blah, and you. So I already kind of skimmed back through it a little. I'm definitely going to read it again.
Okay.
And if one of you would like to take this copy and borrow it,
I'll go buy my own.
Okay.
I'll borrow it now.
Definitely,
I'm always terrible about getting books back to people.
Definitely, I want it back because I'm going to, before we talk about it, and it doesn't have to be any particular frame of time. Like, we'll like 4 to 6 episodes from now.
I've been looking for a digestible book to finish out the year because that's been
it's
a
also
personal
small
challenge.
enough. I feel like I could read that in a couple days.
I mean, I'm talking, it's like, less than 300 pages.
That'll probably take me a week and a half, 2 weeks. I could easily get that back to you.
I'm sorry, 210. It ends on page 210. And then there's some acknowledgments, and then there's a bunch of discussion questions. And we can either go by these or we can pose our own. And I will say this to any of the listeners out there. If you guys read this and you dig it and you want to go back through it and pour over some of the things that happen, I'm willing to do a meetup. I'm willing to bring Casey's recording equipment, maybe his new video rig.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe go to a bookstore or a coffee shop or both and talk about it in a group. And you guys can actually be on the podcast and give us your thoughts about this book and what
That'd
it
be
meant.
fantastic.
So if anybody else wants, or if it's just 1 or 2 people, maybe we could have them down here at the studio.
Shoot for February.
Sure. Or January, something like that. But either way, just moving forward, the first assignment of the Beacon House Book Club is going to be I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reed, and that's IAINREID. Okay? And basically, this book starts out like this. There's a guy and a girl, they're dating, and they're taking a car ride. And the girl's sort of like, well, she's kind of like on the fence about if she wants to keep dating the guy. So that's the I'm Thinking of Ending Things sort of a thing. But but back and forth.
I have a lot of dark thoughts.
No, I went to the same place you did.
But listen, there's a lot of there's a whole lot of back and forth conversations. So it's definitely a psychological thriller, but it's also considered a horror novel because it is suspenseful and it does get very scary. But there's a lot of psychology back and forth, and there's a lot of metaphor and a lot of meaning. And again, you don't really know what it all means until the very end, but you'll immediately want to go back through it. and there's some parts that are italicized as if they're reading like an interview with like a police report of something that either happened in the past or is going to happen in the future or whatever. But they're on their way to meet the guy's parents. Like she's never met his parents, and she's kind of even like a lot of it like, well, why am I even here? I don't really know. And then she's sort of like, well, he is very handsome, and it's just this very honest kind of like back and forth thing. But anyway, like it ended, and the ending kind of like flew past me. Like I kind of went, what? So, and then it kind of started dawning on me. I was like, okay, I think I see what happened. And then I was like, oh my God, then I started seeing all these things I had read. Oh, it was that. Oh, it was that. It was that. I don't want to say too much because I want people to just read it.
Yeah.
I want you to read it with an open mind without any preconceived notions. And I don't want you to be like looking for clues. I want you to just take it all in. But I would say pay attention as you're reading it, and then we get to the end. But let's do it. We'll get together sometime in the future. We'll discuss this book. I'll put a picture of it on our Instagram page, so you guys can see it.
Sounds dope.
Yeah, and it's going to be a movie. It's going to be a Netflix movie sometime in 2020. I think they've
by the guy who did
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah,
yeah. And here's another. Guess who's going to? One of the actresses that's going to be in it, Toni Collette from Hereditary.
Oh,
hell yes.
Yeah, take that. So there's going to be some big dick energy on this movie. But this book is fucking interesting. And again, it's one of these things where like the very near the end of the whole story is when they turn the loud button on, and like everything that you've just read becomes louder in your recent memory. You know, so it's very interesting. I don't think I've ever read a book quite like it. I'm sure there are some out there, and some of you may have already read this book, and you may already have opinions or whatever. But anyway, that's my little book thing.
Right on.
And I can't wait to talk to you guys especially, and then all of a sudden, any of our readers that want to read this book and then come hang out with us and talk about it. What do you think it means? What was happening here? Was this thing, that thing, blah, 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 okay?
Now, I will say, talking about this, I made a comment about giving people back their books. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
Like someone lends me a book, it takes me forever to read it.
Yep.
I recently was, yesterday, given back a book that someone borrowed 10 years ago.
Shit.
And it was because I loaned the book out. The person put it away to read it, and then it just got lost in time. And it was Dean Koontz's Velocity.
Oh,
I remember you telling me about that.
If you've not
at the bookstore,
if you've not read that book,
that ought to be the next one. That ought to be the next one we do.
After this,
100%. It's incredible.
Velocity is so. Spencer told me about it, and he was like, "You need to read this book, Velocity," because I was like looking for something fun and fast to read. And he was like, read this one. You won't put it down. And I was like, yeah, right. Like I always find a place to put it. I literally started reading it at Books A Million when I worked there, Joe Muggs. I started reading it, went through about the first like third of the book. It was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Bought it, went home, finished it that night.
Not to be confused with another very popular Dean Koontz book called Intensity, but it's called Velocity.
Are those related, by the way, or is it?
No.
Let me just give you
so fast.
I remember the synopsis in my head, and basically the synopsis of it is a run-of-the-mill bartender, nothing special about him, gets off work one night and finds a note on his car and says, if you take this to the police, I will kill an elderly woman that's like popular in charity work. If you do not take this to the police, I'm going to kill a blonde woman in Sacramento,
like
a blonde school teacher.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's funny. It's whatever.
He's fucking with me. You know?
Yeah. And he goes and talks to his friend. His friend's like, that's bullshit. And he doesn't do anything about it. And the next
Crumples
morning,
it up, throws it on the ground, goes home.
Next morning, he wakes up and finds a note on his refrigerator. Or, I'm sorry, he wakes up in the morning and sees on the news that a blonde school teacher had died in Sacramento.
Been murdered.
Brutally murdered. Then he sees a note on his refrigerator, says, let's try this again.
On his refrigerator?
Yeah. He turns around and there's a note in his house. If you take this note to the police, I'll do this. But if you don't, I'll do this other thing. And he's like, well, and it just goes from there. It's rocket ride.
I remember you telling me about this back in the day.
Fucking sane.
It was it was referred to me by our old buddy. I don't know if you've ever met him, Doug Coffin, who you probably remember from the Valerium. Doug Coffin, you might also know.
Top button, point fingers, Doug Coffin?
Doug Coffin, the Tennessee onesie guy from all the social media. If you've seen him, he was even on the news. He was like vacationing one year during the Tennessee bowl game, and he went out to the beach or the pool in his Tennessee like onesie. So you've maybe heard of Doug Coffin. He wants to be on the podcast too, but hopefully Doug will be an eventual guest. But he's interested in coming on. But Doug is the guy that referred me to Velocity. And Jesus, that'd be a good second Beacon House book list.
Absolutely.
I'm
that one's a
excited
little
by
heavier.
this.
That one's
Yeah.
like a little longer.
Yeah, and
Sure.
it's not as it's a little more direct. Like the things that happen, you see. It's unlike I'm thinking of anything where it's like there's a lot. I feel like I need to talk about it with other people so I can understand it. You know?
Yeah.
But also with what me and like when you told me the title of that book and like where my thoughts went to, I want to discuss something. I talked about it with Hunter and Spencer. I kind of want to see what your thoughts about this on. I've written or had like written out 5 different video projects that I can do and want to do
Yep.
in the next year. Every single one of them is tremendously dark with a big misdirect in it, and I
Good.
don't know why.
I think that's good.
can't-
Then you're gonna love
it's
this.
great.
You're gonna love this book.
I
then.
can't write comedy. Like I just like even the birthday surprise
Don't
one
even
that
try
I
to,
sent you
man.
guys is it's funny, I guess, at the end, like if you like dark comedy, but really it's kind of dark. Yeah.
Sure.
So
There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's art. Art typically is dark for the most part. Doesn't
guess.
have to be, but
I mean, I like dark stuff. Like it. I
Same.
don't know.
but I don't think there's anything extra to worry about.
I've
there,
told you
like-
a couple of them.
Yeah,
I think you're pretty excited about a few.
I'm excited about all of them.
I am too.
cannot wait to get filming.
I'd like to see all of them. 100%.
I'm jazzed. And also out there, if anybody has the itch,
Scratch
sorry,
it.
I about burped up that delicious Popeyes.
Keep it down.
If anybody has,
I would have eaten it like a baby bird.
Oh God.
Like, I know this is gross, but it's so fucking good, dude.
I would like to make a call out to anybody listening to this podcast. Anybody, from now or the future or in the future, if you've ever had the itch to act before and wanted to do a filming of any sorts and you've never done it before, you want an in somewhere, I would be happy to have you. Just know I won't pay you.
Yeah.
It'll be just a fun day of shooting and then seeing yourself on YouTube.
It'll be pro bono.
Pro bono. I'll feed you, I guess. That's the thing. Like I'm going around being like, I need people to act in my thing. And they're like, oh, how much will you pay? Nothing. I don't have money to give. I'm
Yeah.
broke. Sorry. But yeah, so if anybody's been interested, send us a shout out on Facebook somewhere.
Casey want to make shorts for YouTube. Everybody sign up, act.
Did that sound like that when I was talking?
No.
No.
That was me saying
That was George of the Jungle.
that are
he swung in here on
that
a
are
spicy
me.
chicken sandwich.
me say do a thing. Get on it, folks.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. That sandwich made me. Also, that bird joke fucked me up.
Pretty bird. Pretty bird.
Another great Jim Carrey movie. Now, real quick,
You gave
Hunter.
a dead bird to a blind kid.
Hunter, you finally got internet back, right?
Yeah, I've not had it for 3 weeks.
Hunter's not had internet for 3. How have you lived without internet for 3 weeks?
Well, I know it's hard to tell because of my lack of testosterone, but I mostly just didn't shave and fed myself.
So basically, Hunter didn't have internet for 3 weeks, and he just died. He just laid
Let
on
me
the
ask
bed.
you this: other than just hearing, "Oh shit, The Mandalorian," or like, was there anything nice about? I kind of feel like if my phone broke and I didn't have it for like a week, it might secretly be the best week of my life.
Okay, so here's the thing. At first, I was immediately frustrated because I couldn't play Call of Duty with
Right.
Casey online, and Libby and I couldn't watch the streaming shows we were going to have. And then, like, after a couple days, it's still frustrating because our modern existence is so dependent on it. But I
Sure.
was like, I have time to read now.
Yeah,
Like, I've got all this time that I devote to TV and stuff. Like, we can just read. Or,
Yeah.
because she and I paint miniatures together, we can paint stuff again. Like,
when I
we
was
started
reading,
to live.
When I was reading that book, I was like very uninterested in my phone, and I was like, "This is wonderful." And I would leave my phone in the house, go outside with the stray kittens that I've been taking care of,
Yeah.
and sit out there if it wasn't too cold, and I'd sit out there and have coffee and read and just be surrounded by cats. And I was like, for a minute, I forgot what the internet is,
well, that was the thing.
and it
when,
was wonderful.
when Libby was going out of town to Pittsburgh for a few
Yeah.
days, my first thought was, if I'm going to make myself not go crazy,
How am I going to get access to porn?
shit. No, I was like, I can watch all these mecha anime
This
because
is
she
the best
doesn't.
opportunity, yeah.
She doesn't give a damn about giant robots,
Right.
And she'll watch it with me, but she doesn't care, so I don't want to do that to her. And I was like, I can finally watch it.
And by mecha anime, you're talking about tentacle porn.
No, Godzilla porn.
You got it. Godzilla has tentacles?
If you watch the right type.
Now I'm being you. This is what it's like to be me, and you're trying to tell a story, and I'm going off-putting comment. You fucking cock, and you're going.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there you go, Hunter. Eat shit, I guess.
God.
So, anyways, Libby's been out of town for the weekend, and I invited Hunter over for a boys' night.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna invite you, but you work on Friday nights, so
a lot.
And I actually think he enjoyed himself.
Hey,
it was kind of nice.
I did.
I had him over. I gave him booze, and me and him and 2 other friends just played video games and shot the shit and had locker room talk.
Yeah.
We talked about all the girls we're gonna grab in the pussy. I don't know.
All the pussy we're gonna grab.
Oh God damn it!
Hello, in-laws.
Bullshit.
And hello, Mom.
That's not we talked about how we love and respect women.
That's also bullshit. We didn't talk about any such thing.
Yeah,
on
we didn't even talk
case.
about girls. Period.
We just watched game. We played.
We watched
games.
gay what?
Shit.
I'm starting to see how this all unfolds.
Hunter's like, no, we didn't do any of that. We watched gay. Wait a minute. No,
It
we played video
unfolds
games.
like the wing of a chicken that you ate.
I heard we didn't talk about girls. We watched gay.
We played games.
Well, any speculation that my family had about me is completely out the window now.
I just wanted you guys to know I'm not judging you. You know, like whatever. Like I accept you guys for what you. It's okay. It's very brave of you to come out.
I did think Grant was a little tired on the way out.
A little tired. Poor boy had to get up in 5 hours to go to work.
No, it was good though.
Good times had by all.
Okay, so to return to your original question, I was like, I can watch all this anime that she doesn't want to watch, this mecha stuff. And then I go, wait a minute, I don't have internet. And I got angry all over again. But we finally got, the day before the internet was coming back, which was Friday, I was like, holy shit, it's going to be here. I can watch. And then I like blue screened. I was like, I don't know what to watch. I don't know how to internet anymore.
God.
Hunter was like, oh my God, I have all this stuff I can watch now. I have internet. It's ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Turned his head to the side and had shark eyes.
And then Casey went, hey man, Call of Duty. And I went, doo, 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 doo.
Is that the powering on button?
Yeah. I can't do all the different wind noises.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Fucking A.
So yeah, the internet's evil, but we all use it.
Yeah. And Hunter survived a weekend without Libby.
Yep.
We're all shocked.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I got to tell you,
You
man.
remember to take your medicine? He fed himself.
I remembered the shit you were talking like the week before she left, and you were like, "What's?" Excuse me.
What
You're
the fuck?
like,
the fuck just happened?
He was about to talk some shit about me, so I started strangling him.
You used the Darth Vader choke force on him.
but no, Casey was like, "What's Hunter gonna do? He's not gonna be able to do anything. You're just gonna like rot." Or
Sit
I
on
don't
the
remember.
couch and die.
But I remember 2 days in, and I was like, I should do these dishes. So I did the dishes by hand, and I was like, I had for a second, I was like, fuck you, Casey. I did the dishes.
He's
I love that
walking
I got in
around
your head like that.
Yeah.
He's walking around looking in the cabinets going, how do you open soup? I'm going to find out. I'm going to open that. So he's like hitting it with a hammer.
Hey, I married a wonderful woman. She got me cans with the pop lop.
Good job, Libby.
Pop lid.
Good job, Libby.
I just picture Hunter opening a can of soup, being like, "How do I?" And
How
just
do I
starts
soup?
drinking out of the can. And just starts drinking out of the can. He's like, "I don't know how Libby makes it hot and puts it in a bowl, but glug glug."
He puts the whole can in the microwave.
We don't have one. We don't have a microwave.
It's a good thing because you're not
It
supposed
is.
to put metal in there. Anyway, it's a long story.
Hunter was like,
I
"I
did
haven't
that
had
once.
coffee in a week. Someone help me! I need caffeine."
He's like bundled up in the living room in a blanket, just like, please, someone come save
My
me.
insulin's on the floor in front of me. I don't know how to use it.
the cat's like, "Feed me," and you're like, "I don't know how." Mom always does it.
We're gonna starve together. The cat's like, meow.
The cat's like, "I'm not gonna starve. I just have to last longer than you do."
That was the thing I said when Libby was leaving. It was like, she's like, well, you and Bilbo can have some father-son time. I was like, he's going to look at me and go, why aren't you feeding me? What's wrong with you?
Excuse
Where's
me.
Mom?
Brings the bowl into the living room. Excuse me. Hey, fuckface, feed me.
I do have to say, though, I finally was woken up by him day one, the way that he wakes up Libby. I've always heard about it. Never happened. I was sound asleep, and I felt something on my face, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he popped his claws on my cheek. it just like slapped me, and I was like, okay, I'll feed you. Oh God. That's how he wakes her up every day, apparently.
If you're listening, Bilbo, way to go.
Good job, Bilbo. It reminds me of Simon's Cat, the YouTube animated series.
Yeah. He was like, I guess Mom's gone. I got to trade in Dad now.
Anyway.
We all tried not to.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to Beacon House again. Please check out that book. Please check out Peanut Butter Falcon if you can. I hear that the
movie, not the sex move.
Not the sex move.
Also, Night Flyers.
Night Flyers. What's that?
It's a
the show, not the people.
George R.R. Martin horror sci-fi book that he wrote.
Really?
They turned into a TV show on Sci-Fi Channel and is now on Netflix.
Called Night Flyers?
And it's apparently fucking brutal.
Really?
Can't wait.
Okay, I didn't know.
I heard it's like the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, but stretched out to 10.
It's nothing like that. It's way better.
Well, guys, we've been Beacon House, and stay tuned. Next week, we're having a very special guest on the Beacon House. We're going to have one of our most notorious guests returning, and he's been overseas in Dubai.
Part 3.
He's going to have some story.
And he's going to tell us what it's like traveling to parts unknown. So stay tuned. We got a real barn burner for you coming next week, and hope you guys survive the holidays out there. And anyway, this is Beacon House signing the fuck out.
Let's snap your fingers and molest half of Pennsylvania.
Boo!